Hello everybody, my name is Jim Stefanko coming at you live from the future home of the Sudbury Wolves. Welcome to Wolves Fan Review Season 2. Hi, can I get a large buttery Byfield, please?
Pardon me?
Just a large ice cap.
Anything else?
No, that's great, thanks. Hello! First things first, I just wanted to say how excited I am to be back doing another season of the Wolves Fan Review videos. Now, I know the regular season hasn't started yet, but there's lots to cover with things that happened over the summer, and our preseason just ended as well. So let's get right into things. I'm just gonna quickly review my notes. This 2018 OHL preseason, the Sudbury Wolves went 1-5. No! Okay, it sounds bad, but it's not that bad. 4 out of the 6 games were 1-goal games. I only got the chance to see the first game and the last game, so those are the only ones I can really attest to. The first game was the 3-1 loss against the Ottawa 67s, and given it was their first game, they kind of looked a little sloppy to begin with. They really turned it around in the second and the third period. We even got to see some exciting reminiscence of last year when Drake P-Law cross-checked a kid in the spine. He's fine, he was walking, no big deal. Our third overall pick, goaltender Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, started the game and had a great showing. Now after that one, we saw the boys go on a 3-game road trip to Owen Sound, Barrie, and the Sioux. The first game we ended up with a 5-3 loss to Owen Sound, then a 4-3 loss to Barrie, and a 4-3 shootout loss to the Sioux Greyhounds. We then technically played our second home game in Timmins against the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies of the QMJHL. The fans in Timmins were treated to a ridiculously high-scoring game as the Wolves came out on top 7-6. After ending regulation in a 6-6 tie, we saw the game go to shootout where defenseman Drew Worrell pulled off a filthy one-handed finishing goal to win the game. Now finally the boys came back home for a Sunday matinee game against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. But this time in another relatively high-scoring game, the Wolves fell short 6-4. Now that was another great game that we very well could have won. I think anybody at the game could clearly tell where a lot of our shortcomings came from, but we're only in the preseason. I'm not going to call anybody out just yet. Now with a 1-5 preseason aside, there's a lot of good things I took away from this. The disgusting line of David Levin, Macaulay Carson, and newcomer Quinton Byfield was off the charts. In those 5 preseason games, those 3 players combined for 25 points. First overall pick, Quinton Byfield, having 9 of them. In my opinion, the addition of Quinton Byfield is a game changer for us. He is a big boy with soft hands and great vision of the ice. And on that note, the addition of a guy like Quinton Byfield is going to exponentially help David Levin reach his potential. If David Levin can learn to shoot the puck more instead of making that one extra move every time, he will be the leading scorer on the Wolves and probably near the top in the OHL. And for his future, this needs to be the year that he performs. And we all damn well know he can. And it's also promising to see Macaulay Carson put up so many points, because after suffering an injury in the first game of the regular season last year, when he came back, he was just not the same. And with all 3 of these guys on the same line, each of them having something to prove, this is going to be a threat to anybody playing against them. Now, I also think there's a few newcomers to the team who are worth mentioning here as well. So in this year's draft, we picked up defenseman Jack Thompson and forward Owen Robinson. Now, from the games that I saw, defenseman Jack Thompson was a sizable defenseman. He had good speed and made some great breakout passes. Owen Robinson was super fast, had really quick hands. He's a very shifty kid and made a lot of room for himself out on the ice. Now, my personal favorite new addition that I saw on the ice, besides Quinton Byfield, is winger Eric Eschwilder. Eschwilder? Eschwilder. Now, we picked up Eric from Caledonia in the GOJHL, and in 2016-17 he also played 60 games in the QMJHL, so he's no stranger to the major junior competition. He's currently assigned to the Rayside Balfour Canadians, but he's a 1999 born player, so he's only got a couple more years before his overage status kicks in for the OHL. He's a fast, gritty, and highly skilled player that I really hope to see in a Wolves uniform either this year or next. I'd say the future future's pretty bright for the Sudbury Wolves. I'm 31 and the dad jokes are just falling out of my mouth. Now I know a lot of people won't be able to look past the 1-5 record that we had in the preseason. The fact of the matter is there's only one question that needs to be answered, and that question can only be answered by Sudbury Wolves former coach Paul Fixter.
What's the question?
Did you work hard?
F you.
That means yes! From the 2 preseason games that I got to see, nobody gave up. Everybody looked like they were out there to try to prove that they deserved to be on that roster. And from what I can tell, some of the new guys did, and some of the returning guys did not. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If we ice the same team that we did last year with the addition of Quinton Byfield, that's not going to change the outcome of all our games. I really hope that some of these kids that showed that they deserve to be there get their opportunity. Because I don't want to sit through last year all over again. Pretty much every single game, me sitting in this car screaming at myself for an hour and a half. I can't do it. I will go crazy. Now this weekend is the start of our regular season. We kick it off with a 3-game road trip. Friday in Guelph, Saturday in Owen Sound, the following Thursday in Barrie. That's a hard first 3 games. We are going to see what these boys are made of real quick. But I have faith. I believe in this team. We all need to believe in this team because it's not just them out there. We are Wolves.